Hey guys, so this is a follow-up video to my Cyborg keyboard, which I've had for about a month now. A lot of you guys have watched this video, which is awesome. Hopefully you found it useful, and a few users have had lots of questions about it. And one user in particular, Sir RFI, who I'm making this video specifically for, has had a few questions about it, some pros and cons, as well as he said that he saw a video of someone complaining about fingerprints on it. I tried to find the video. I didn't find it, but anyway, I'll go through and I'll kind of pick out the areas where I think you would see fingerprints if you saw them. And we can go through and I can give you pros and cons, because I did own this keyboard before for about a year and a half, and then I sold it to my friend, and my friend stupidly plugged it into his USB hub, but he messed up the power cables for his USB hub, and so he overloaded the hub, and that hub blew out his keyboard. But other than that, I had the same keyboard. Nothing has changed over the years in terms of its design. So anyway, here we are. Here's the keyboard again. So first off, I'll start off by saying, month of solid gaming. I've had no wear and tear on the coded keys here, as well as any of the other keys on the keyboard. I don't even see any wear on my palm rest here. Even if I look at it from the angle, it doesn't look like it's been used. Obviously it's been used, but it's not showing that kind of glossy, shiny wear. All of the keys, let's see if I can adjust the camera here. Okay, so all of the keys are shiny. So, and I'm not typing on this keyboard, so, who uses those keys or anything like that? So all the keys are shiny, so you may not even notice, any wear, versus if I bring my Mac keyboard here, you can see on the spacebar there how it's showing signs of wear, and on some of the keys that I use more oftenly, like the Option key is not like that. If you look at T and E and R and those keys I use more oftenly, I've been showing wear. Oh, let me just refocus. Sorry, just refocus. Okay, so yeah, so I don't see any wear on the actual keys themselves. In terms of the side panel, the macro keys over here, which there are 12 of them, 6 on each side, which light up when you go into Cyborg mode, and that's done by just tapping the little Cyborg guy there. I've had no problems with these either. Some people have broken theirs off. I don't really know how, because if I go push down here, you see me bouncing the keyboard off the desk, right? A little bit. It's a pretty solid keyboard, right? So I don't know how. They must have dropped it or something for that kind of damage to happen. I've seen videos where this plastic panel has come off. It's come loose because the glue is kind of worn out. You can just glue it back down, I would assume. This bottom palm rest here comes out. You release it from the bottom. I don't want to pull it, just in case type of thing. It'd be kind of sad to break it on the camera and have to give this guy some bad news. But so I don't really have any cons for this keyboard. It's a keyboard, so I think fundamentally the lights over time, many years down the road, may wear out. The macro keys may not work, that's fine, but I think fundamentally as a keyboard, I don't think the keyboard keys will wear out. As long as the USB still works and you still have proper power, that will work, because all of the other add-on keys don't affect the keys themselves. Okay, so let's get into this top panel. So this, oh yeah, sorry, fingerprints. Sorry. Let's start down here on the spacebar. Don't know how well you can see this, but anyway. So on here I can see smudges of me, because I've touched it, but I can't get a fingerprint to stick on any of these keys that I'm finding. They show that kind of, like, if you wipe your finger on a window or something, they show that kind of smudge, but you can't get a definite fingerprint of that. On the side here, I'll try. And I didn't wash my hands or anything, but yes, I can get the smudging thing, but I can't make out my actual fingerprints. Wipe that clean. So it's not those areas, and as you've seen, the palm rest doesn't show any use, right? Because you don't really use this. Have your hands on the mouse. So let's see if I can angle this so you can see that side, and you can see this side, and I don't think I see any use here. Then we'll move up to the panel up here at the top, and so if I was going to come into saying there was a con, this would be the only con. is that occasionally, sometimes some of these buttons won't respond properly. Like you'll be here tapping it, and it won't be like, see, mine's fine and mine's working, but sometimes it'll happen. But usually just after you wipe your finger off or something, that'll come back. So far I haven't had a problem with these. So even when I'm not in Cyborg mode, if I want to change the color of the keyboard, I can just go ahead and tab colors, so you can pick your default color. The other thing is, once you've changed your color like that out of Cyborg mode, that light will stay on, the color change light, until you just hop into Cyborg mode and then out again, and the light will clear itself. And the same is when you change a color zone in the keyboard. Same. It does the same thing. It'll just stay on until you go in and reset it. The volume keys, you just kind of tap and hold there, and then the slider will the color will go up and down, and that changes the volume on your keyboard. As I was telling this user, what happens with these keys, because he was curious, if you're in an app, say like MPC Start, because I use that one, what will happen is when I'm full screen in that app, this volume, like when I'm clicked into it, this volume control and these play pause controls will respond with that app. It does the same thing in iTunes, and so when you close those or when you click on the desktop or something, it'll then go and control the Windows audio. So it's not like it's always set to just the Windows audio. So you can kind of set your Windows audio at full if you wanted to, and then open MPC Start, and you can work in there. And my only guess to that is there's a setting in Windows somewhere that probably says, use external keys if they're available, or use multimedia keys, and I guess that's why that would do that. On the top here would be the only area that I would suspect there to be fingerprints. Once again, I mean, I can't see it, and I mean, when you're playing, I don't think you're going to be looking for fingerprints unless you're, in a brighter room than I am or something. Maybe. Also, it looks like there's a little film on top of this. I'm not sure, because I can just kind of maybe make out a lighter edge. I mean, I don't think I can show up the camera. You can kind of see it in the corner there. You can kind of see that light trim before. So before this dark part here, there's just a little light trim that goes all the way around. And when I put my finger close to it, that disappears and it becomes the same color. So I think there's a film on there, but I'm the kind of person that's going to leave the film on until the film starts to peel itself, just to protect that console. And who knows, taking that film off may actually improve the conductivity of my finger touching the actual panel. And so I game with this, a couple hours almost every day, and I have no problems. No keys have stopped working. I haven't had any issues with the keyboard whatsoever. And I mean, it comes with a pretty good warranty, I think, as well. Now I picked mine up for, I think it was $89, and there's a link on my other video. I got it from an eBay auction. But I know if you're in the States, I think you can get it for cheaper from other dealers. But definitely, I wouldn't pay more than $100 for it. The only other con that I can think of is it's an older keyboard. And like I said before, the technology hasn't changed. The only thing that's really changed is you used to say Saitek here, but now all those companies have been bought up by Mad Cats. So the technology hasn't changed. It's a great keyboard, and you can do all kinds of like crazy, wonderful lighting effects here, and change the keys and then change how bright they are, or not have things lit for your gaming pleasure. I'm gonna set this back to green. Yeah, there. So see, it kind of looked like it was sticking there, but I was also I was watching the camera rather than see if I should tap through the colors here. It seems to be working now when I'm staring at the control as to what I wanted to do. But yeah, so it's an older keyboard. So with that in mind, the technology hasn't changed. So I mean, I think maybe if you go to press multiple keys at the same time, like I'll just open Start and I'll hit, I'll hit the QWERTY keys, not without the E. I'll hit them all at the same time, and I hit them all, and I only got the Q and then the EW when I let go. If I just hit two keys, just AS comes up. I mean, obviously that's not the best way to test it. You probably have to test it in game, see if you can go, two directions or something, and then hit something else. I haven't found that to be a problem yet, so I don't know if that is an actual thing. But I mean, it's an older keyboard. This keyboard has been around for at least 5 or 6 years, at least, if not was released before then. But I mean, there's nothing wrong with it. I found no problems with it. I don't know where the fingerprints are coming from. All I found are like you can just get it to leave little sort of smudges, but if you just wipe that off with a cloth, that goes away. So I haven't found that to be an issue with this keyboard. And overall, I think this keyboard, I think it's really great. I think it was advanced for its time when it came out, and I think just now it's maybe starting to be beyond its you know, there's new technology that's going beyond this now, and maybe you don't want to buy this. But for me, like, it's perfect for what it does. I just got the Logitech G13, and so I might even replace this whole keyboard with that panel just for when I'm gaming. I don't have enough space here, but in my next place, I wouldn't throw out the keyboard, but just because the G13 can have all the keys here without the caps lock key or like the Windows key, just you have other keys that you could really just game with, if that's what you want. I got that for my birthday, so I mean, I'm gonna play with it. But yeah, the macro keys, when I used to use them in StarCraft all the time, because in StarCraft it's more of like a mouse click game, but you know, if you wanted to build pylons, you just set this one BP, you just tap that. You can also program these to do mouse controls and mouse clicks as well. Not dragging around, but you click left click, right click, or you know, you can click a couple times, so you can make it shoot really fast if you wanted to. And I haven't done that video yet, but I will make a video showing how to program that, if you're curious and if you're having trouble. I always have a little bit of trouble with it until I get in the swing of how that software works, and then after that it's no problem. I don't think it stores the profiles on the keyboard. I don't think the keyboard has onboard memory, because there's software on the computer that you can wipe the profile with. So unlike the G13, it doesn't. I don't think it stores, and I'm going to say that. I'm going to say it doesn't store it on the keyboard. So if you went to your buddy's house, I don't think it would bring all your macros with you. But that's just a guess. You'd have to look that up. I'm not entirely sure to give you a definite answer, but I don't think it does. I have no complaints. I wouldn't return this keyboard. But that's me personally. It does what I need. I guess it's a little steep for a keyboard, but I'm just paying for the luxury of, you know, essentially the lights, because when it comes down to it, you're not even going to look at the keys anyways. You'll be, by that, you know, if you're that serious of a gamer, you're probably not even looking at the keys anyway. And I don't even use the macro keys as it is right now, not because there's something wrong with them, but because I just don't need them as of yet, because all the Battlefield keys are just right here. I haven't figured out a need. On my mouse, I have programmable buttons on the side to spot people out to reload, so that's just, I just keep that with me over there. But I mean, overall, it's a great keyboard. The only cons I would say is it's an older keyboard, older technology. You get a new keyboard, but you know, it was made recently, but the technology is old, and this panel can sometimes go on the fritz a little bit and not be as responsive as you want it to. But you know, like, you know, here's me tapping this, and it seems to work for me. So, and you know, lights on, lights off. Oh yeah, so I guess actually here, if I tap it too fast, so tap, 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 tap. Well, maybe not. I don't know. It works for me. Oh yeah, all this Windows key does is it tells you when Windows keys are disabled. When it's lit up in Cyborg mode, then they're disabled. And yeah, so, oh yeah, when you're not in Cyborg mode, it's gonna be red, but you can go ahead and change that. Just go directly over to the color settings, and you can just pick the color you want, and you can change how bright, or you can just have it off when you're not in Cyborg mode, and then Cyborg mode lights the whole keyboard up. Entirely up to you, your preference. And yeah, so this is the keyboard, pretty much as dark as it'll be. The numbers lock key is always on, as well as the light key, showing you where the lights are, will always be on. It'll just be on low. And yeah, so that's pretty much it. I'm really happy with this keyboard. I wouldn't return it. I've had no issues. It's a month in, and I'll come back and you know, obviously I make a video if I have something and it wears out way before it was supposed to or something, or if I've just been using it normally and it wears out. But anyway, to Sir RFI, I hope I pronounced that right. I've said that right. I recommend this keyboard. I don't see where the fingerprints came from. If you can tell me. I mean, like, I tried to show it in this video. I didn't see them. But I mean, you know, worst case is you go buy one from wherever they sell it near you, if someone sells it, and if you don't like it, just take it back. Just return it. No big deal. Or you know, ship it back to them. It's not the end of the world. I have to ship lots of things back to Newegg. Sometimes I'll buy something, and because one piece didn't fit, I have to send money back. Anyway, not gonna bug you down on that. Anyway, thanks for watching, guys, and Sir RFI. I hope this really helps you. And if you buy the keyboard, just all the better, and hope you really enjoy it. Thanks so much, guys.